Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today, we're looking at an updated price prediction for Ethereum. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below before we get into the content. Hit subscribe, hit that bell notification icon as well. And you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you in the description below this video. Grab that below with that free link and let's jump in and talk about Ethereum. Okay, so first things first, if we take a look at the Ethereum chart over the past couple of weeks, we've had a phenomenal run up in price. Obviously, Bitcoin moving to new all-time highs, helping bring the rest of the market up along with it. But we're also now seeing Ethereum begin to outperform Bitcoin on a percentage basis. We will look at an ETH BTC chart in a moment to illustrate that. But really, since these lows on the 22nd of June, we've seen phenomenal price action for Ethereum. Technically speaking, we're up 77% in the past 28 days. That is a phenomenal amount of upside for Ethereum in the past 4 weeks. We broke through and reclaimed that 200-day simple moving average here by the 5th of July. We had a huge range period here for about a month, actually, really from the middle of May until the beginning of July, a month and a half period of consolidation right below that 200-day before finally breaking above it. The longer that consolidation, typically the larger the breakout, and that's exactly what we've seen play out. We've seen Ethereum reclaim that 200-day and continue to move from 2,500 all the way up to 3,757, where we're at today. So very exciting price action for Ethereum. And the big question on everyone's mind is, are we seeing Ethereum act as a leader for a true altcoin season to kick off? And I think we could be at the very early stages of that. I don't think we're into a fully blown altcoin season just yet. But Ethereum moving to these type of prices and now moving on to hopefully retest that $4,000 level in the next couple of weeks, I think that does bode well to see altcoins continue to move to the upside as well, especially those in the Ethereum ecosystem. If I bring up an ETH BTC chart, again, I've been talking about this on the channel for a long time. We've seen Ethereum finally start to considerably outperform Bitcoin. We've been waiting for it to reclaim this 200-day simple moving average on the ETH BTC chart as well. And just in the past week, we've managed to do that and continue moving much higher on this ratio chart. If I zoom back out to a weekly, we did have to wait a long time for ETH to finally get this very strong bounce against Bitcoin. If we look back all the way to 2019 and 2020, we had a very strong level of support on this ratio chart going back to September of 2019, again, January of 2020. And this move here was your real altcoin season during the first half of 2021. So this was a very exciting move, the real setup for altcoin season. And what we're seeing now is the very early stages of a pretty significant bounce here. You can see we wicked all the way down pretty much right to this level of support at 0.1 on the ratio chart. We've began moving higher. We're back to 0.19 and we're moving higher on this weekly chart. Really healthy weekly candle again. We can see the last time we had a really nice weekly candle, we went into about a month to 6 weeks of consolidation, similar to what we saw with the ETH price chart underneath that 200-day simple moving average. And now we're getting a nice big move to the upside. So this is what I really wanted to see, because we did have multiple tests of that 200-day over the past couple of years, never really managing to break significantly above it. And now that we found support at this level, we've moved higher. And I do think we're going to continue moving in this general direction. Okay, the final chart I want to look at, just to tee things up for the price prediction in a moment, guys, so stick with me here, is the ETH dominance chart. Again, to find the ETH dominance chart, all we need to do is type in ETH.D on TradingView. This is representing the percentage of total crypto market cap that Ethereum makes up. And once again, you can see the similarity here with this market cap dominance chart compared to the ETH BTC chart, we found a really nice level of support here right around this 7% area. We wicked down as low as 6.97%, but look at how that support level, again, I had this marked on the chart for the past few months, found support right at that same level that we had, again, back in August of 2019, again in January of 2020. The dominance had to come all the way down to find support in this area before getting a bounce, and now we're moving back up above the 200-day simple moving average. Okay, the reason I have this level here marked in on the chart is this is my target area for where I think Ethereum dominance could potentially land during the peak of this cycle. We've made a very healthy move going from that 7% level all the way up to 11.76% where we're at today. That is a 68% increase in Ethereum's dominance over the past couple of months. We are looking at this on a weekly. If we zoom into a daily, we can see how that consolidation happened again below the 200-day before moving above it, reclaiming 11% and now moving towards that 12% area. Okay, again, dominance does play a pretty significant role in the price of the asset and where it can potentially get to. Again, there is a diminishing returns effect here. If we zoom out on the chart again to the weekly, we can see that all the way back during the 2017 cycle, we did have Ethereum dominance up much, much higher at 30+% at certain periods during that cycle. And again, we don't even have all the data here. So we did see Ethereum dominance getting up to 30.4% during the last cycle in 2021. We saw us peaking closer to 22%. And so maybe we may not get all the way back up to 22% in this cycle, but I do think we have more room to the upside from here. And I do think we could be getting up somewhere into this range between this kind of 17 to 22% area. That is my general target for the dominance. So again, we've had to wait a long, long time. We've had to see Ethereum bleeding out against Bitcoin for the past number of years, just like we saw on that ETH BTC chart. But we are finally seeing that bounce. Ethereum is beginning to lead the charge in terms of the altcoin market. And we can see green across the board here with many of the other major altcoins, even Ethereum layer 2 alts, just like Arrow, having some pretty significant price action here in the past few weeks to the upside. Okay. The final thing I want to note before looking at the price targets is we are seeing a huge increase in Ethereum ETF weekly net flows, seeing on the chart here again, record breaking inflows into the Ethereum spot ETFs here over the past few weeks at the beginning and middle of July. So very enticing to see that beginning to happen. More capital possibly rotating out of Bitcoin into Ethereum ETFs. And we're also seeing a number of companies beginning to come out with their own Ethereum treasuries. So I think there's a lot of action from a fundamental standpoint happening with treasuries, with institutional adoption. And of course, we're seeing that reflected in the ETF flows, as well as now reflected in the direct price action. So very exciting times for Ethereum at the moment. But let's get into what you've all been waiting for, which is the price target situation. Again, nobody knows where price is going to go. I'm one person with one opinion, and I want to break down the mathematics behind how I reverse engineer these price targets. But just like I was saying a moment ago, the important thing to note is that we're currently sitting at about 11.75% dominance. I think there's a little bit more upside, and I think we could be landing somewhere between, that 16 to 17% area and getting up as high as 22%. I'm not sure if we're going to go a whole lot higher than 22%, given that diminishing returns effect we saw on the chart a few minutes ago, but let's see what happens. So in the bear case scenario, what I'm thinking is total crypto market cap could peak somewhere close to 5 trillion US dollars. And again, if we get up to 5 trillion US dollars of total crypto market cap, with Ethereum reclaiming a 16% dominance, that's going to give us about an $800 billion market cap for Ethereum. Dividing that by roughly 121 million Ethereum tokens in circulation by end of 2025 brings us out to a price target in a bear case scenario of somewhere around 6,611 US dollars per Ethereum. Okay. Again, nice upside from there, given that we're only at 37.57. I know many of you have probably been accumulating Ethereum from some of these lows. You might have been getting in even around this $1,500 area at the beginning to end of April. That was a really nice buy the dip opportunity. And we're moving beyond all the way up to retest this $4,000 area. So next up, we have the base case scenario. In the base case, I do think we could see crypto total market cap getting up closer to 7 trillion US dollars if Ethereum can get it back up to a 17% dominance level. Again, just checking out that ETH dominance chart once again very, very quickly, you can see that it's not a million miles away from 17%, but there's definitely some hard work to do along the way to get back up to this 17% area. We have to remember there are larger and other more competitive layer one ecosystems, just like Solana and just like Sui, which will be increasing in market dominance as well, making it more difficult for Ethereum to reclaim some of these levels that it previously got to. And so if ETH can get back up to a 17% dominance area, that's going to give us a $1.19 trillion market cap for Ethereum. Again, dividing it by 121 million Ethereum in circulation brings us out to a $9,834 price target for Ethereum by the peak of the cycle in my base case scenario. Finally, last but not least, the number you've all been waiting for, my most bullish case scenario would be total crypto market cap getting up closer to 9 trillion US dollars, ETH getting all the way back up to 18% dominance. Again, that is still a little bit less than what it got to in the last cycle. But just like I said, we have a very competitive layer one landscape in the crypto ecosystem right now. 1.62 trillion market cap is what that would give us. And again, dividing it by the total ETH in circulation brings us to a $13,388 price target for Ethereum in my most bullish case scenario. Let's see what happens, guys. That is my target for where I think we could get to in the most bullish case. But I want to know from you, what is your price target for Ethereum? Drop it in the comments below this video. I want to curate and crowdsource what you guys think we can get to for the dollar price and the dollar value of one Ethereum by the peak of this cycle. So drop a comment below this video. I want to see your numbers and where you think it can get to. That is it for today's video, guys. Like I said, I want to see your comments below. Are you holding Ethereum in your portfolio? Drop me a comment below this video. If you are, I want to hear, I want to know about it. Again, if you got any value out of this price prediction at all, please just take 3 seconds right now, drop a very quick thumbs up on the video before you leave. It really helps spread the good word on the channel, and I would really appreciate it. So smash that thumbs up button below, hit subscribe. We're dropping videos every single day, so you're going to want to hit that bell notification icon as well. And like I said, you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you below this video in the description. Grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.